Hello, hello, hello. We are doing a weekend reading vlog. That is the plan. That's pretty much the only plan really going on. I'm not sure whether this is going to be a 24-hour readathon as well. I haven't decided yet, hence why I'm just going to say this is a reading vlog and we'll go from there. But the plan is to tackle all of the books that I have tour spots for. I've got loads of books. I have 9 Kindles and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 physical copies. So I have got 18 tour books I need to get through for this month. So I am going to try and tackle that this weekend. I'm going to try and whip out as many books as I can this weekend. So hopefully I have sort of got an advancement in it, so I don't have to rush and panic and everything. I'm sure I'm going to rush and panic anyway, but you never know. We'll see. So these are the physical books. And these are all of the 9 Kindle books. Now I am not obviously planning to read 18 books in just the weekend. That is never gonna happen, but I am planning to at least get through a few if possible. So this first one, Hit and Run, takes first priority because this is due soon. I am actually on chapter 18, page 100, so I'm about a third through. I'm nearly at the halfway point. I've just got a couple more chapters and I would have reached halfway. I'm absolutely loving this. I'm breezing through it. I literally started reading this at 10 o'clock last night and breezed through 100 pages, so I am enjoying it, and I honestly think I'm going to finish this within a few hours today. It's very easy to read and it's very good and it's very fast paced, and I think I may know who's done it, but I might be wrong, but I have a little bit of an inkling. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. So this takes priority, but I know I'm going to finish it in this vlog anyway. Then the next priority is We Go On Forever. This is a dystopian book and I'm very excited for it. It's sort of about transition. So I'll read what it's about. It says, Arthur is dying. He must transition within the next 4 weeks or face permanent memory loss. Alba is studying, preparing to impress their mentors in an all-important interview. If she's picked as the next apprentice, she will be reunited with her best friend and cross the wilderness for the first time. They meet and everything comes together and everything falls apart. So I think it's like a YA dystopian book, but yeah, I've heard some good things about it. People have already reviewed it, and yeah, I'm really excited to get to it. And then the next is this trilogy, which is the Wainfleet trilogy. So I think I need to email to double check, but I think it's like a 3 weekly thing. So the first week is this, the second week is the second book, and then the third week is the third book. I need to double check, but I do need to get into it because obviously there's 3 books I need to read. And then I have this little lot which I don't think I'm going to get to, but the ones that I've just mentioned are the ones that I really do need to get to because they are the closest tour spots. But yeah, that's the plan. Like I said, it might be a 24-hour readathon, it might not, I don't really know. I kind of feel like it's just going to be a chilled one because I do want to hang out with my parents. I do want to have some TV breaks. I am so tempted to watch Shadow and Bones because I have not watched that series yet, but then at the same time I sort of really want to restart watching Bones because I just finished the Temperance Brennan novel, the book 20 in the Bone series, and it's just made me really want to rewatch the Bone series, so I want to do that as well. So it's gonna be, I need to read, but I also need to be chilled and do normal things as well, not just read. That's the plan. Yeah, I will catch up with you a little bit later on in this vlog because I'm now going to go and do the school run, have a quick hour with my daughter before she heads to her dad's. So yeah, I will check in with you later, let you know how I've got on, whether I have finished hit and run or what, or you know, if my plans change. Yeah, I will come back to you later. So, finished. I think this is the first book I have ever read where I have screamed and cursed so much, and I mean loudly. I didn't do it in my head. I mean, I was swearing like nobody's business at this book. So basically we follow Fiona, who is a recovering alcoholic. She has a mother who is an absolutely bitch, and a father who's depressed and tried committing suicide because he found out his wife was having an affair. Basically, she's had a shit life, and it just got even shitter because her husband got murdered. Hit and run, basically. So it all comes to light that her husband has actually been lying, that she didn't know him at all. He's been embezzling money. There were talks about possible affair with his ex-fiancée. And on top of all of this, things started stacking up on Fiona, saying that she was the one who did it. On top of all of this, her mother comes round the day before her husband's death happens, and the mum is a bitch. There is a worse word for her, but I am not going to say this on video because it's not something a lot of people say, but you can work it out. It rhymes with blunt, basically. Yeah, she's horrible. And spoiler, because I need to discuss this, the mother is the one who killed her daughter's husband and her grandson's father. All because those two were involved in money, because Fiona's mother Maggie did not like the fact that Fiona was left millions of pounds from her grandmother when it should have been her, apparently. I was from page 100 and I could cope. I didn't like the mother, but I could cope. So from this onwards, I was screaming heebie-jeebies. Like the investigation with the two coppers, I was just like, why are they not following up on things? Like, you know, apparently Fiona's car got or something, or all of this stuff came, and I was there thinking, follow it up. Where are your witnesses and all that? Like, if I'm going to be honest, the investigation side of things was stupid. It was absolutely stupid and it wouldn't happen. But oh my god, talk about absolutely horrendous characters that, apart from Fiona and Jack, the little boy, I could not stand any of them, honestly. Like, it finally all got happily ever after. Maggie got shoved into the jail and probably will never be coming out, but I have never been so infuriated by characters before. I have never sworn so much by a book, and my poor old parents were like, what's wrong with you? Because I am shouting like absolutely horrendous words. Oh, I have a headache. I have a headache because I have got so stressed and peeved off by it. Like, honestly, you're probably thinking it's not a good book. It is. Like, it's a 4-star read for me because, like, I need to know what happened. But Jesus, there are a lot of characters in here that I would have killed. But honestly, it was really good. It's not 5 stars because I knew from get-go who the murderer was. I knew it was the mum. It was just obvious. And the other problem with it was I just did not like the fact that the police investigation was shit. Like, I'm sorry, you know, they would have to look into CCTVs, get witnesses, they would have to do a lineup and all stuff like that. The fact that none of that happened is just stupid, and it wouldn't happen. And I have read better crime thrillers in regards to investigation side of thing, but damn, what a book. I have a horrendous headache from it, and I'm going to have to take some pain meds for it, otherwise I'm not going to be reading. But god, I got so stressed over it. But yeah, right, we are now on to We Go On Forever, possibly. I do want to read this, and I think it might be a quick and easy one. I might start it, see how I get on. I might pick up a Kindle book at bed just because I do have a headache, and it depends on whether that goes or not with pain or anything or not. But I might start this and read a bit of my Kindle and then come back to this tomorrow, but we'll see. But I'll catch up with you later on because I'm off now to go and grab some dinner. Hi, I'm just about to head into bed and just chill before I go to sleep. I just wanted to quickly let you know what I am now reading since I finished Hit and Run. So I decided to read We Go On Forever by Sarah Govett. I am thoroughly enjoying this. It's a dystopian YA and it is very interesting. I must admit it's confusing. I'm just understanding things now, but the way I can describe this, hopefully you will know what I mean, is but the book by Stephanie Meyer called The Host. If you've read that book, you will know that there is, like, you have these people and then they have a host put in them, that kind of thing, and this sort of sounds very familiar to it. Basically, where am I? I'm on page 81. There's not actual chapter numbers because each chapter's got a name, so it's by 2 characters. So you've got Arthur and then you've got Alba. So basically this world is like there are like two sort of separate worlds. So you've got Arthur's world and you've got Alba's world. Basically, Arthur is in a world where they do not die. If they choose to die, they die. But basically, when you get an illness, you have a 2-week transition where you choose a new body, and you then, your like soul, your person, whatever, will get put into that body. And basically, Arthur has just found that he's got a brain tumour, that he's got between 4 to 6 weeks to live, and in about 4 weeks' time he will lose his memory. And basically, if he doesn't transition, he will lose his memory and then he will die. So he's been told he needs to transition in 2 weeks' time. So I've just got to the point where he's now doing that he's choosing his new body to go into, and I'm starting to now maybe particularly work out Alba and where she comes into things. So basically, Alba isn't really called Alba, so she actually has a number. Can I tell you what a number is? I'm not 100% sure. So they all have numbers. They have like a letter and then like a 4-digit number. So like there's F3526, and there's M2817. So they all have these numbers, but Alba gave herself a name, and it basically, her best friend gets chosen to be the mentor's apprentice, which basically their job is to find a cure for all of these diseases and all that, and bring the wilderness back to like actual living state. And Alba is now studying really, really hard and trying to impress the mentors so she can have the all-important interview to then get her chosen as an apprentice, so she can then see her best friend. But it's come to my attention that possibly there is, so basically Arthur has just looked at a new host. Basically this host's number is M3499, and it's got this person on there. And obviously now learning that Alba, where she is, they've all got the same like letters with numbers, I have kind of got into my head that maybe they're the people where the like Arthur's world is going into. So I kind of feel like these kids are getting murdered, they're getting killed, so then their bodies are then being used as a host for like Arthur and all the other people to go into these bodies. Whether I'm right, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's interesting. So it's basically like they're trying to beat all of the diseases, all of the pandemics and stuff like that by living forever. So every time they get poorly, they've got a 2-week transition to go into a different body and so far. But there are some people out there who won't do it, and they will either not transition, let themselves die, or they do commit suicide. But it's very interesting, and like it's sort of not government focused, but more like a scientist who thought of this and thinks it. But it's coming out that maybe it's more to meet the eye, and that in fact there is no actual disease going on. I don't know. It's very interesting. I'm hooked. Like I had to stop reading just because I was getting a little bit obsessed over it, which I kind of do get with dystopians. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this, and I'm definitely going to pick it up tomorrow and probably fly through it because I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, I am going to now watch an episode of Bones. I just recently finished reading a Kathy Reese, I don't know how to pronounce the surname, but I did a tour spot for the Bone Code, which is a new release out for the Temperance Brennan novels, which is the series for Bones. That's a TV adaptation, and I used to watch Bones, and after reading it, it's made me really want to rewatch Bones, and there's 12 seasons on Prime, so I'm gonna go and snuggle down, watch an episode or two, and then head to bed and then start a new day. So with that, I will see you later on during a vlog, whenever that will be. It's 3 p.m. It's Saturday, but you would probably know that by now. I finished this, and oh my god, what a book. Oh, this is the kind of dystopian that I love. I'm just going to put it out there. I love it. Oh, right. Have you ever watched the film The Island? It's got Ewan McGregor in. Am I right? I'm sure I'm right. And Scarlett Johansson. I'm sure everyone's watched that film. But this is pretty much like The Island. So basically, we're in, I think, the year 2080 something. And basically there is this science thing called MAID, which basically is basically, if you get an illness or you're dying, you have a chance to transition into a new body. So all your memories and everything get transferred into this body, but you've got a new body. Basically, you just don't die. So Arthur is the son of the scientist man, corrupt, horrible bastard who made this all up. And basically Arthur has found he's got a brain tumour. He's got 4 to 6 weeks before he loses his memory, and then probably another month before he dies. So basically he's been told he has to transition, but he doesn't particularly want to transition because the body he's in is very close to his original body, which is what he was born as. So he sort of like very much doesn't want to transition, but at the same time he doesn't want to die. So he's in like a predicament. Anyway, he decides to look into new bodies, and at first he does like other males that look like what his original body used to be, but then he realizes that maybe his best friend Tommy's right and that he should like change like this sort of thing to make the transition easier for him, because he doesn't like transitioning. Basically he then looks into female bodies, and then this is where Alba comes in. So I thought Alba character was the ones who are called the DWPs, basically the ones who get ill and die because they haven't got the money or the clearance to transition. But it turns out that actually Alba is hang on. What is her bloody... Oh, come on, Amy. 2 seconds. Oh, I can't find it. She's got F and then a 3-digit number, and her name isn't actually Alba. So her name is this number, and basically she's the host. So in other words, the Alba was made by, like, I suppose you could say a test tube baby. So she hasn't actually got human parents. She was made scientifically. So she is human, but she isn't actually human like what Arthur is. Basically, she is the host. So in hindsight, to explain it, Arthur and Alba will have this big thing, and basically Arthur's memories and everything will go into Alba, and Alba becomes Arthur. So Alba she's out of all of them the one who always asks questions. She thinks there's something more to it. She realizes that what they have been taught in her world is this, like, there's this wilderness and basically there is radiation and they're not allowed out, but she starts realizing that that is a complete lie, or that the radiation's clear and that they can start living. But then she obviously finds out the truth from Arthur, what she's really there for, and basically Arthur and Alba fall in love, and so Arthur wants to do whatever he can to save Alba. It ends in this sort of bit where I have no idea. All I know, if you read this, I'm sorry because it's a spoiler, but all I know is Arthur's dead. And I don't know whether Arthur has gone into Alba and she's now Arthur, or whether they have pretended that Arthur has gone into Alba so she can live, and in fact Arthur is now dead. But it's also come to light that one of the guards in this actually is in love with Alba, and so he sort of helped Arthur. So I'm kind of wondering whether Arthur has gone into this guard's body, so both of them are living but no one realises. I don't particularly know how this ends. It just ends that Arthur's dead, Alba has realised she's still got all of her memories, so she doesn't think Arthur is in her, or if Arthur is in her, they're co-hosting maybe, which I don't think is the case. Either Arthur is dead or Arthur is now into someone else, but she doesn't know quite yet. It's one of those endings where I think possibly there will be another book, but oh my god, this is brilliant. 5 stars, absolutely brilliant. This is a dystopian book that I love. Not like the 2 books that I read in April that were just pants. Lists. Yes, it's very similar to the Island film, and I've got a feeling probably the author maybe got her ideas from that. Maybe not, it might be just completely original ideas, but it's very similar to the film. But I loved it, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this, so I'm happy. So originally the plan was to pick up this, since I have 3 books I need to read of this series, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm not in the mood for it. It doesn't really shout something, and I have got a full week before I actually need to do a review for that, and I do want to email the people to actually find out whether, like, how the trilogy is working, whether it's like one book for 1 week, the other book the second week and all that, but it's a weekend so they're not going to email back, so I'm not going to read that. I will touch it next week because I got a full week to read. So I am going to go and pick up these. I'm going to start with You Had It Coming, because I am really desperate to read it, because it is basically about a man is basically a paramedical. Megan is called to a scene of an attempted murder, and she has to try and help this bloke who's been attacked, but it turns out that this bloke is actually in a past and has done something to her and her best friend, and it comes out that she doesn't particularly want to save him, because obviously she's just destroyed her and her best friend's life, and it turns out the man who she has to save is now dead, and there is now like an investigation on why he was murdered, and also these two characters are involved in this. It sounds really good, and I'm just desperate to pick it up, so I'm going to do that. This is also a spy mystery book as well that I need to read. So depending on how fast I read this, I might be able to read this too. I do have a couple of Kindle books that I do need to read as well, so I might flick in and out, and I might do some Kindles in the evening, just because I have been non-stop reading physical books. But yeah, I'm going to start with this because I want to know what goes on, and we'll go from there. So I will catch you whenever. So I realised two things while I was editing this vlog. One, I never actually vlogged much on Sunday, and two, I never did an outro for this vlog. So I'm here doing my outro. It's Monday afternoon, so you know, it's a day later, but we'll move on from that. I just wanted to do a quick update on my reads and how it all went. So I read 3 books. So I already had started reading Hit and Run by Maria Franklin. I was about a third into it, so I finished that. Very good. I gave it 4 stars. The characters infuriated me. I have never been so angry over a book. This made me angry. The characters, oh my word, and the police investigation, oh my god. But if you need like a book to just, you know, have a good shout at, you know, sometimes you can have a book that you need a book that makes you have a good cry. If you need a book that you need to just get some anger out, this is the one. But yeah, other than the very infuriating characters and some police issues I had, I thoroughly enjoyed this book. It was really good. So yeah, done that one. I then started and finished We Go On Forever by Sarah Govett. This is a YA dystopian thriller. This had, like I said in my vlog, it had some movie vibes to me. So it had a bit of The Host, it had a bit of The Island, and a bit of Divergent. So it did ring some bits into what The Island was about. So The Island basically is about like loads of people living in this massive big warehouse, and it looks like a very luxurious jail, and it turns out that these people are hosts. They've all got like numbers to them rather than names, and basically very, very rich people have paid to have a clone, so if they have any illnesses or organ failure, they have someone who can make them better so they don't die, basically. And this is what the pretense of the book is. So basically it's a thing called Maid, and if you're I think if you're level 1 and higher based in like this world, basically you can transition. So if you are poorly, whatever's wrong with you, if you're ill and you know you're going to die, basically you can transition into a new person, and that's what this character Arthur is. So basically he is the son of the man who made and so like basically he, every time he gets poorly or sick or is dying, he has to transition. He's always transitioned into boys that look very similar to what he used to look like before he had his very first transition, so what he looked like when he was born. He is the original, as it's called. Everyone else like doesn't know who they used to look like and all that thing, but he got very close to the person he was and doesn't want to transition, but he's got a brain tumour. He's gonna lose his memory in 4 to 6 weeks, and then another month he'll probably die, so he has to transition. And then you follow Alba, who we then learn is actually not called Alba. She has a number to it, and actually she is the host. So she is the person that when this person transitions, they transition into them. So they are like they're human, but they haven't been made by humans. They're like test tube babies, that kind of thing. And so it all comes like they meet and shit hits the pan, a death happens. The ending to this has confused me. I don't 100% know whether there was a second book, which is why it ended like it is. So I want to actually message the author herself just to clarify things, because I'm not 100% sure how the ending worked. Like, I have questions, good questions, but I just need to know. But yeah, thoroughly loved this. This was a 5-star for me. And then I started and finished You Had It Coming by B.M. Carroll. I don't really know if I gave you a background about this story, but basically we follow 3 women, Megan, Jess and Bridget. Megan is a paramedic and she's called to a scene where there's a gunshot victim. She manages to get him sort of alive, and they're heading to the hospital, and she realises because of the light that she can finally see, because they were doing it in the dark, that this is someone she knows and has quite a nasty past with. Jess was her best friend back like 10-12 years ago. She texts her to say, I've just had to try and save so and so, who obviously is a part of their thing. And then Bridget then is called into a homicide investigation because the bloke that Megan took to hospital died in hospital. Basically all linked together. So this bloke was actually a lawyer who represented sexual offences, so he was a defence lawyer to them. And it turns out that Megan and Jess were raped when they were 17. There was a massive big court case, and the lawyer was this bloke that Megan had to treat, call out. And yeah, so it's sort of an investigation about why this man died, but it's also about this rape case. And yeah, very important messages in this. And the ending, it ends in a way where it's not a happy ending per se, and you question whether justice is being served and stuff like that. I really want to go into this book, but I don't want to spoil it for people. So all I will say is pick this up, because it's very, very good. I gave it 4 stars only purely because it isn't as fast paced as I do like with my crime thrillers. It was quite medium paced. You know, there was a few times that I finish a chapter, put it down, and I wasn't itching to pick it up, which is why I didn't give it the full 5 stars. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, and if you do want to know more about it, my review of this will be up in a few weeks. I will put in the description box what date it is, so if you want to actually see my full review of this, check my Instagram page because I do go into detail about this. But yeah, I managed to read 3 books. I'm happy with it. It means 3 books are out of the way and the big stack of tall books that I have, and I can just relax a little bit. And I am in a good reading mood, so I can probably bash out a few more tall books and just get ahead of the game. But yeah, that's the end of the vlog. Thank you for watching it, and I shall see you all again soon. Bye.